sliding down a side street like a hazmat loaded truck. The world is full of heroes, but I don't give a damn. The deities once lived there, but they're not there anymore. The Dodgers moved to LA, the Mets still play in Queens. I don't know where God is, but the devil's in New Orleans.
Alrighty, so we are in front of the beautiful St. Louis Cathedral in Jackson Square. A lot of stuff happened here in our game. Muriel's is right over on the corner. We'll see if we can get in there later this evening. But the question I have for our group is, who was your favorite NPC in the game? And which NPC did you love to hate?
So, my favorite NPC was Miss Clara. She was Terrence's mother, and she just gave me what I felt like was just a base to go back to when I wasn't sure about things. And she always pointed me in the right direction, and I felt like I still kept that connection with Terrence because of those visits with her. You know, not only at her place, but in church, just different things. And I really appreciate that. And being able to take her food and stuff, because it made me feel like I was helping out Terrence too. And then the one I loved to hate, I always called him Lucky Charms because I hated him so much I could never remember his name. And I think his name was Elias Dupree.
That's right.
His name was Elias Dupree, and he dared to show up on my doorstep and call my people to him as if he had some kind of authority over what I was doing. I don't want to hear it. He had no authority.
The authority of the White Council. Yes, that's the job.
Call him and but after that, no. And I didn't have anything to do with that. And then the one time I called him, he was like, "Oh no, we don't do that." Whatever.
No. Yeah.
My favorite NPC was Gabriel Beaumont for sure. Similar to Miss Claire, for you, I felt like that was kind of a North Star character for me as well. And we had a lot of intertwining like story elements. I really liked the arc of the character. The love to hate character, that's tough for me because even NPCs that are not supposed to be likable, I like. But I think the NPC I guess that I found the least helpful was like that the guy at the bank when we were trying to figure out what was going on with our
Right. Yeah.
So I was just like, I mean, he was doing his best, but it was just like, bro, this is a major breach of privacy.
Right.
It's like, there's a computer terminal that someone relocated. Hope that happened.
Yeah, right.
Favorites? Probably either Captain Ron, because he was just so bored, whatever. Or Baron Somni. I really like the kind of trickster play Baron Somni would pull.
Oh, you mean Legba?
Papa Legba.
Yeah.
Papa Legba. They kind of like I like the way he was kind of like just a trickster or whatever.
Right.
Push and pull, give and take kind of deal.
Was it Anastasia or Jean Marie? Because your character had a lot of, chemistry with both of those girls.
Okay. The other character, Gabriel Beaumont, was also another one I really, really liked. Just, especially because, like, the whole twist at the end, like, Judas,
Yeah. Who did you dislike most?
There wasn't anybody that I really just liked.
The scabies girls who tried to kill you at the end, or the scabies guy who was imprisoning anybody?
No, not really. I think maybe the one I had the most, maybe the biggest falling out with was actually Hera.
Oh, right.
Because she did almost, kill me with a mind-blowing up spell, and that was pretty original. Yeah.
I can understand that.
That might be the most disliked, but I don't dislike her. She gave me a big wallop, like.
And I remembered that.
Yeah.
And I remembered that. Yeah.
Remember that.
She took me out pretty hard.
Yeah.
I started wearing a helmet.
Yes, right.
Me, my favorite character wasn't Elias Dupree.
Oh, yeah.
He was hands down my favorite character of everything.
Et tu brute.
Yeah. He was
That's
good.
Trevor, not
Oh,
Brute.
he was fantastic. I enjoyed every little bit of him, down to his aesthetics, everything.
Yeah.
One that I guess I love to hate was who was it that you guys ended up running?
Archie Leon. If it's Archie Leon, yeah, that's the Black experience. Yes,
100%. That
Yes.
he was such a fantastic villain.
yeah.
Everything well, he was the only villain that like first meeting you couldn't do anything with. Oh man, we're in a horrible situation. Actively trying to run away and avoid him. He just keeps coming back. It was fantastic.
Well, he's canon for the Dresden Files book, so I had to go. He's in a lot of the books. I'm like, I can't kill him off.
Right.
I got to play fast and loose with him. And that's one of the fun things about some of the characters. When I'm bringing characters into the books, having read all the way to like books, I have to make sure that I'm kind of staying within. I don't mind, but I want to make sure I'm staying within the canon.
The author.
Right, and the story was telling. Right, we are sitting in the Cornet Bar because our feet are thirsty and it is hot in the city of New Orleans. And the questions I'm posing to our players are, what was the moment that was the most exciting for you? And what was the moment that maybe worried you or scared you the most?
I think one of the more exciting moments was like very rarely in any game do you plan and it goes according to plan. So I think that our very over the top breaking into geotronics, using doors, tunnelling underneath the building. It was so big it needed to fail and somehow we didn't. And I think that was very exciting because I've literally never just been like, we over planned for this. That's always a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And not to say that things didn't go a little frantic, but like turned out better than I would have thought. Yes.
Yeah, it went
given
very well.
how over planned. You
were probably thinking it was going to go Ocean 7 on you,
Yeah.
and then it didn't. It's kind of went. Yeah.
The time that scared the crap out of me is whenever we went into the Devaney basement.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was, and I almost died.
Yeah, that went pear-shaped quick.
It was,
Yeah.
and it was so clear we weren't walking out of that alive if we continued, but yet in like the moment I was like, I don't see my hand walking away from it. So
Yep.
it was kind of a terrifying moment.
The same don't burn back to it, but the whole pink stranger thing on Alpha on my sci-fi for me. Because it was like the entire thing was kind of like we had this little mini puzzle in front of us and I figured out exactly what was up. I just really enjoyed that whole thing. One of the things that worried me the most, a part of that happy was when I was possessed at the end.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was the one that came to mind for me. Yeah.
And the man gets me so much about the whole thing though. It was that she literally handed me the water bottle before I said anything to her. I took a drink. I was like, all right, let's talk. And then I was out. But
Facts that.
if I could pick like a runner-up to that though, yeah, it would be I guess social media from it.
Yeah.
Because we're in the middle of that and everything else going down it, I was like, it's going to be so bad. It's all going to be so bad.
I'm gonna start off with the scariest moment was actually geotronics.
Yeah.
We went in the first time, and like the AKs were popping up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was separated from the group.
Right.
I went head to head with like a mastermind, psychic caster or whatever.
Yeah.
She just, it's like one or two. I think she like one shot. Playing as Bolt, I didn't take a lot of damage in this game.
Right.
But that was like the singular time that I was like, oh shit, this is bad.
Well, the funny thing about that, and this is something I've never really talked about, is that Hera didn't actually attack you. She was simply channeling the despair from Marcel's sadness. She was just a conduit for his attack.
Marcel was using her as a cattle.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what's because normally able to walk in any situation and just kind of throw bullets off and whatever.
Yeah.
That time was not the case. Not.
So I'm surprised nobody mentioned the final battle.
No, that was going to be my exciting one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Yeah.
But the most exciting moment was it was really cool, going to the cathedral and, having all the allies we had massed them and we kind of came together and they helped us assault the cemetery and, stop the necromancy, ghost summoning stuff. And even the trip there.
Save the city.
We did save the city.
Save the city.
So, yeah, that was really cool, seeing all the NPCs that kind of gathered to help us in that final moment. And also seeing the weird, alliance between the church and the vampire, and the church and the gangster. That was kind of a cool little.
That was, I think, one of my funniest things when all the NPCs started showing up and they were so diverse, and you're kind of outraged. Yeah.
And then you find out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I also was really so that arms were there.
Yeah.
Going around.
Yeah. Ready to go.
How they, got the trains and things. Yeah.
That's her Molly Carpenter moment. From the Dresden Files. The point when Molly Carpenter becomes a force of her own is kind of a neat point in the books, and that was when Carla kind of stepped into her own, maybe a little bit out of your shadow, and realized, I am a practitioner in my own right. And yeah, I got this. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah. So, in the Dresden Files RPG, what was the silliest moment that you remember from the game?
Probably both from a chaotic high. Because everything that went on that was just so hilarious to me.
Who'd have thought Bunk, the champion of the Fae? Not my first choice.
That's fine.
He was so chill, and he was like, what?
It was perfect for him because it was the most unlikely person in that.
Well, when it comes down to it, you guys had a certain amount of points that you had left to spend, right? The only people who had enough points left to spend was either you or Bunk. Everybody else, if they had taken the mantle of the Autumn Night, would have become NPCs, which that's no fun. So anyway, it was either going to be you or Bunk. I had no idea which way it was going to go. I thought it was really fun. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Yeah, pretty recommend that. My silliest moment in the campaign, I think, was when we became the Autumn Night and all that effort that I put into air worship the band and this put on in was kind of moot because we got a complete work upgrade and us here and everything. So it was
okay, and we have to do it. 1, 2, 3.
That was one of my favorite, silliest, reflections.
Yeah.
Having the fan and the whole nutty fan that goes on the side.
And it actually turned out at the end of the day to be important to have that van to get everybody around. Yeah, it was.
When we were at the warehouse, we blew it up pretty much. And it's going from hand to hand. He sees the explosions just turn the music.
I just drive. I don't blow things up. Yeah, that's right.
So once I'm gonna go hang out with Dharma.
I also love the when we were going to say
Yes.
and that's final part you find out that I assassinated him. But that's funny. I was like, oh, I saved him. Yeah, a hero. I was saving
You are.
I was saving his soul.
Yeah.
And we're all like,
Sure, we'll go with that.
someone was going that way, and
It's crazy.
So, second question. Which of the various girls that Bolt was romancing did you think we would end up with?
I didn't really have a plan to end up with any of them, but out of the two, being Marie and Anastasia, I really thought it would have gone to Anastasia.
Right.
But, kind of Bolt's theme and more seemed to kind of line up better with John Marie.
Not wrong.
It's like, if Marie had the underground, criminals that do their own Bolt's getting his bar, he looked around and see deep on the seaside.
Yeah.
It kind of fit very well, I think.
Yeah. And her tattoos I really wasn't sure what to go, how much of a red court vampire to make her. But I decided to make her, a part of the Fellowship of St. Giles, where she was a red court vampire who was killed.
Yeah.
And so her whole underground empire turned into a way to defeat the red court, which makes her kind of an anti-hero.
She had the thing with the church.
Right, that one. Right.
And kind of like a uneasy allies.
Yes, exactly right. So we are winding down our day in the city of New Orleans, and of course, you've noticed that there's only 5 of us here today because one of our players, Chuck, who plays Buck, was not able to make it because he's sick. So, yes, he is. So we're going to talk about our favorite Funk moments, just to kind of give him a bit of a nod. So, what's yours?
Oh Lord, there are so many. Especially between Funk and Darwin. There were so many just good moments. Even from like the whole defeat treasures, like look, these treasures actually is family. I think honestly though, I think my favorite Buck moment was probably when you guys saw the warehouse and I was sitting in the vehicle. I feel like Funk took on both Buck's normal role and Darwin's role into that entire thing. It was just so fantastic. How like everything was just breaking down all the stuff, and he was like, "Nah, we should leave."
Yeah,
I believe it.
I think a really funny Buck moment, kind of a Buck moment, was when we had our Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving kind of thing, and he brought his grandpa, who just sat at the head of our table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, that's what he'd do,
Yeah. Right.
Just
I
really like,
I've got 2.
Okay.
And my favorite moments were, obviously the AC 130. I'm talking
Right.
blasting it, motherfuckers. Of course. And then also the at the end of the decibel type stuff.
oh yeah.
It's like off the couch and fucking is like we're outside.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
Chad just like float to the back. It was It was still like again like a bonding moment. Like we ain't trying to like we don't want to be done.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I just love watching Bunker. It's so uncomfortable. There's so many situations.
Yeah.
Brandon and I were in. And at the warehouse, when it seems like, oh, things are going south. I think it's doing it. I'm like, oh no, so this is like, no,
You're dumb. You're dumb. Don't do that. I'm leaving.
none of it.
All the stealth failed.
Oh yeah.
Stealth checks failed. Now it's just like
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is when he first meets Swift. And Funk is wake up at 1 o'clock, run through some scales, and then get ready to go play.
still kind of
Yeah. And Swift shows up at 8 o'clock and says, hey, it's time to move you. What are you talking about? It's time to move you out. You're going to place over at the park. Right. We'll do that in a couple hours.
I'm kind of slate.
Yeah. You're kind of sporty. I need some coffee first. Leave 5 minutes later. Get your coffee. I got a truck. Let's go. What the heck, man?
Why did I battle with this one person? Another thing that I really like about the whole Bunk thing, I actually kind of felt like Bunk was a foil to Miranda's character in a way.
Yeah.
Because like she kind of had that very extroverted thing, and he was kind of like reserved, but also like in the plot of things, we kind of learned circling each other. It's like I started out as a knight with Ross, and then he got knighted and became a knight, and I was like, oh, stepping into my territory.
Yeah.
And then when I lost the sword and I got a spear, and I was like, You're
I gotta say, your skirt was cooler than his. It really was.
So you didn't get to see him flex his as
So, last thing, what was your takeaway from the final battle to save the city of New Orleans from spirits, white vampires, black and Venerians, all that big stuff?
I legit felt like that was a cumulative test of the entire season because I felt like everything that we had learned to come up against at that point like came to bear in that fight. Like everything showed up and was like, oh, we were paying, I hope we studied.
Yeah.
Because this will be on the test. And it was. And it was really cool to have that kind of also parallel with the fact that all of our allies showed up for that too.
So, it's paramount. So,
It was all the allies. It really,
it really brought it together. It made it feel like whole school. No matter what their tracks of life were.
This is what we've been working for the last few years. Yeah.
No, I gotta say, on my mind and on both minds, that pyro witch, she just blew up. Where's she at? What's she doing?
Well,
Is she gonna come back to my turf?
well, okay. She's canon from the Dresden Files books. Couldn't kill her off.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, La Seal can't be gone because she actually is one of the Black and Venerians that actually Dresden gets saddled with. So I could not take her out or have her going to saddle. Yeah. You gotta read the books. Yeah,
It sounds like I might could be competition.
yeah.
So much stuff happened in that last fight. I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that was kind of fucked up. I'm not
Yeah.
But you got some pretty cool abilities too.
Oh no, they were super cool.
Yeah.
Still, but we can sing. So.
Yeah. Oh. Oh man. I really enjoyed it. So, like I said, so much stuff happened. Everything from like all the sirens, everything going on. You're like, oh no, what's going on? All that stuff. Us having to take shelter in the cathedral, and then which is just right over there.
Yeah, right.
And then sounding the bells to draw everyone in.
Right.
All Gold, Miranda, all the everyone coming together for that. And then actually, how just cinematic is that though? Like from the cathedral, just marching down the way to the cemetery. Right.
Yeah, imagine some like the gang walk, like the slow motion, like the
It makes me
chaos.
think of like the old school Oblivion. Like when you go to all like the city and you like kind of like squire like a guard, just the guard to help you out, like close the building gate, like they hold the line.
Oh, right. I remember seeing that.
And
Yeah.
you kill the Dremora.
Right.
Stuff like that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
It feels like a cinematic back to my old like town, when it closed the movie.
Yeah.
It really is on.
Part of the battle, I think it was the whole thing was sitting there being killed right in front of me. Because I had about him.
Right.
Because he was on this wrong side and happy to be there, and it's nothing worse. And what he had done to Terrence, I was just, so he died. And I was
He's like sacrificed.
wow, he sacrificed himself. Like, wow, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, I can't let go. Yeah, if you don't
Let's be real. City St. Clair.
No, yes. Okay. He lost his head. Yeah. Nicodemus took his head. He's dead. Now,
Yeah. That's his
that being said, Sydney St. Clair was always on the right side. he fought Terrence to defend himself so that he wouldn't be grabbed by the white court vampires or the black and Venerians. And the reason he was training people was so they could defend themselves, because he knew the Debonaires were sacrificing people to call the black and Venerians. He was always on the right side.
And I valiantly saved Terrence's soul.
So my favorite bunk memory, though, or my favorite bunk memory, during this battle, is Dahlia at the end. And so Bunk and I, we used magic, but it wasn't really like forced magic. Like, some nice stuff. But we at that point got used to divine what we were doing.
Right.
So you had, what was her name? Lost Dresden.
Oh,
that was a great comment.
And then he was taken around.
That was like, so like you could dedicate like our forces only 2 people instead of 1.
Right. And then, I mean, you had the whole time, and then we were music.
Yeah.
Like, you might go,
I remember that.
why have I done this?
I don't know. I used mine never counted.
Right. Good. Why not? Yeah. You're the Alec and Lamb.
Hi, Mike the GM here. We hope you've enjoyed our story, especially our tales of how the Big Easy ain't so easy. The year was 2010, and New Orleans was a little bit different place than it had ever been before. 5 years after Katrina was a tough time. We lived down here on the Gulf Coast at that time, though not in the city of New Orleans. But more than anything, we wanted this story to be about hope and redemption, because at that time there wasn't a whole lot of hope or redemption in New Orleans. We see redemption in the form of Gabriel Beaumont, who is actually Judas Iscariot, but he runs off demons instead of running with the demons. We see redemption in the form of Miranda losing her sword of the cross, but being given a spear so that she can take the fight against evil. We see redemption in the form of Volt, as he comes in planning to take over the city and be the mastermind, but instead builds a place where the supernatural creatures of the city can feel protected and taken care of. We see redemption in the form of Bunk, a man who initially hurt someone as he came into his powers with the trombone, but he eventually becomes a protector of the Fae. And of course, who can forget Della, redeeming her quest to find the killer of her friend Terrence, where everything started. And Darwin, good old Darwin, finally deciding to take a stance and being given some of the powers he never received, but offering redemption to Miss Laveau at the end.